What's up, y'all? Welcome in.
Yeah, this is Vanna. Welcome.
Vanna Kendrick is her full name.
So today we want to give you a tour of our van that Paige is touring in most of the year, and when I'm flying out, this is where we are. This is our little and lovely space.
This was our first home, and I traveled in a SUV type vehicle. I traveled in a Mazda 5, a Hyundai Santa Fe, a Ford Escape, lots of different vehicles. And then for the past 4 years, I've been traveling in this. I just realized that we've never done in the van. So we wanted to show you guys what tour life looks like in Vanna.
The most common question that we get is, did you build this out yourself? So you want to answer that?
Yes. I actually have to give a huge shout out. This was the coolest project ever. I was teaming up with my dad, my mom, my stepdad, and my stepmom. We all did it together. It took like 3 months, and it was like the full family was together, and we were bonding. And you know, usually people's moms and dads that are separated don't really get along, and it was just such a cool moment to bring all of us together.
This is my favorite part in the whole van, is this benty piece of wood. It's actually not wood. What's it called? Flex trim. Benty wood.
Yeah, flex
trademark
trim.
that.
This, I think, is what separates our van from a lot of the other vans, is you can't see any white metal. Even this trim piece, you can't see. Basically, we built it in the winter time, so we had to get a blow dryer, make sure it was warm, and then I was over here kind of like this while my stepdad nail gunned it in, and it was really cool. I love the wood grain all the way throughout. It looks beautiful. And then my stepdad works at 84 Lumber, so he got all this wood, really good rate, and then we started getting to work on it.
So the first thing that we built in here was a platform bed. I think you knew immediately that you needed to have a platform bed with all your discs, right? To have that kind of storage underneath. Otherwise, you know, it's nice to have a bed that can turn into a couch, but you really sacrifice a lot of storage when you do that. So you'll see that we have maximum storage in this van.
Right here, there used to be a wall that came down to here, and Cam, you just hit your head on this. Imagine how many times you would have hit your head on this. This was the most common head injury was this big, massive,
beautiful piece of wood.
It was gorgeous, but it held a TV, and every time we were getting in and out, we would hit our head, and we realized we don't really even watch TV that much. So we took that down and made another storage compartment here, and this is kind of like our fun stuff. Like we got our hiking backpacks, we got our camp stove, our chairs, our blankets, our ukuleles, board games, air mattresses, stuff like that, and then rock climbing gear.
And I would say this is an absolute must-have place for storage in any van, because it's not usable space. So otherwise, like, you don't stand up when you're driving, so you don't really need this headspace above it. So it's a perfect place to have extra storage and really out of the way.
And I didn't even realize how much room I was missing out on. And now that we have this, I open it, I'm like, we have so much stuff up here. I don't even know how I fit any of this before. Next, I guess right here we have, this is a swivel seat. We put the swivel in so that we can have people seated back there, but we can also turn this around. Most of the time we have these blinds closed for privacy. Yeah, that is also a must in van life. You do not want people to see that you're in here, that you want it to look like a work van. What else?
So moving back, we have one of our favorite features in the van is this big closet. And you might think that a closet is not necessary in a van, and you might be right. But for us, it was something that we really wanted, especially you, right?
Yeah, this is actually why I made the bed so high. Was originally I had the closet under the bed and just had a pole with my polos hanging. So, you know, I'm a professional athlete, and I didn't want to show up with all these wrinkly tournament gear. I wanted to look the part as well, even though I'm living in a van. So yeah, I wanted to have my polos hanging, and this was pretty much the centerpiece for the van design, was making sure we had a closet. And then obviously you're not hanging pants or t-shirts or stuff, so a little bit of room down low. And then we put this mirror in so I can make sure I don't have bed head when I roll out of bed at the course.
It's not glass, so if it falls, it doesn't shatter. So that's really important when we were trying to have a mirror in here. We didn't want it to fall for whatever reason. Mirrors are heavy and shatter, so.
Yep. So then just like some toiletry stuff that we use every day.
And these are all just magnet magnets on here so we can rearrange it however we want.
And this is also a really cool feature. This is like a secret compartment. It connects to the top here. So quick shout out to Aaron Airtime, who did the redesign. Anything that you see in here that's white, he helped us redo while we were at the Avocado Open quarantining. Every one of these cabinets is custom built and it's came out so good. We love it so much, Aaron. But yeah, so this, you might notice it goes all the way over, but it's kind of hard to reach all the way back there. You can lose stuff. So I told him I wanted it to make sure that we could access that stuff from right here. So I really love that feature and not having to get everything out just to get to these. That's huge. And then you can see this is kind of where our electrical starts. I thought this was a good spot because our clothes hide it. So we got the outlet boxes and all the wires go all the way back through the cabinets, down all the way back to the back where the batteries and inverter and all that is. Moving on. Oh, underneath. My favorite part of the van.
Okay.
Is the fridge. You got to have a fridge. This has been my favorite part of van life, hands down, is just being able to, when you finish the round, come back, grab a snack. If you're hungry before the round starts, grab something, having a nice cold drink. And even when you're on the road, you know, stopping at a rest stop or at a gas station, you don't have to go in and spend $15 on a drink and something to tide you over on your travels. Like, you can just go in the back, make a smoothie, and it's perfect. And this is a Dometic 65 liter. It's the CFX model. It is great. It's like about a $1,000 fridge, but the reason that all van lifers pretty much use this type of fridge is because it runs off of, I mean, you can run it off the DC converter or the 12 volt, or you can run it on very, very, very little power. So we are running all of this on solar, and then we have what's called an isolator switch, which when you are running the van, it's also charging the batteries. So we get a lot of good power. We also have a 2,000 watt inverter. So next up, we got these 3 overhead cabinets. This one's always just bathroom gear.
Toiletries.
Van lifers, grab yourself a little to-go bag that already has all your shower stuff and a towel, and get a gym membership, because this is clutch when you're getting into town late at night. Grab this little thing, go inside, take a shower. Nobody cares, nobody knows, and
all your stuff's ready to go. Okay, yeah, and then we have just dishes up here, just a little pot. We have mostly, really, we just have like 2 plates, 2 bowls, 2 of everything. Like, we don't need more than that. We just clean it after every use.
Also, you guys notice that they're all plastic. Absolute necessity. Just like we said on the mirror, we don't want it to be breakable. Everything you're thinking about in here, don't be breakable. Don't let this fool you. This is just for the video. We don't have a vase with flowers. Okay, next, this cabinet gets used every single day. We have an electric kettle and a NutriBullet. So in the morning, first thing, smoothie, and then the electric kettle, we're making tea. We used to make coffee, soups, oatmeal, anything, hot water, super quick. Every time you're getting appliances, make sure they are low wattage. Then down here, this is under the sink. My dad is a plumber. He put the sink in. Thank you, Dad. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This has been so great. Turn it on right here. The water back there starts sucking out, and it comes through all these pipes back here and goes straight up to the sink. So we turn that off so that the pump's not always running and overheating.
And then that's our gray water back there.
So now we got 3 drawers for like food stuff. The top drawer is just silverware, spices. Little coaster of my nephew. He gave this to me, and typically I wouldn't have this because it's heavy and breakable, but
it's
cute. Super cute. Makes me smile every time I see it. This top drawer is like meal things or like condiments, stuff like that, and then this bottom drawer is mostly like snacks. And if I'm going outside to go play around, I open this drawer, I grab a Thunderbird bar, I grab some mushroom jerky, you know, whatever I have in here, and go right out the door.
And then this is how our locking system works in here. We just have these little eye hooks. It's not the best situation ever, but it does keep things closed. It rattles a little bit. Wouldn't necessarily recommend, but it does the job.
And you can see on our back big drawer, this is the biggest drawer we have. You can see right here, we've had a couple casualties.
Well, also because you have to think about these drawers, when you stop suddenly, they're not going to go this way, but this one does. The orientation of this drawer and the fact that it's so heavy mean that every time you stop, it pulls really hard on that. So
So we've had some issues with this drawer, but anyway, while we're here, this top one is actually not a drawer, but it looks like one. It's our little table. We love this. We have so many meals here, and it's just nice to look across from each other.
I love this table.
I love this table. And it makes me feel just warm.
It feels so homey.
It feels so
right?
warm. I like looking at you right here. I'm going to take a photo.
Many photos have been taken here.
Another thing to think about in van life is the accessibility for every drawer. So when this is open, we don't have access to this bottom drawer. So we wanted to make sure the stuff in here is not something we use while we're eating. So down here is actually not stuff we use too often. This is cold weather gear, jackets, rain jackets,
Hats,
pants,
gloves.
yeah, gloves. And then all of my hat collection is in here. So I go in there, grab my hat, maybe grab my rain jacket before a tournament round. And then this one over here is the underwear drawer. You guys don't need to see that, but there it is. And then this side is our electronics drawer, and it's right by this plug, which has the USB. We love this plug.
We do also have another plug on this side, which is really nice. We use that for the NutriBullet.
The Instapot, all of the kitchen stuff goes over there. Basically, this is all phone chargers, stuff like that. This was the last minute addition. We were leaving the avocado farm in 24, 48 hours. We were like, hey, Airtime, you still haven't built us this thing. We wanted him to do it so that it would match the exact quality of this side. And you'll see this piece. It's beautiful. It matches this. And this is where we put almost all of our food. This is like bulk quinoa, protein powder, chia seed, flax seed, almond butter, everything. Everything we eat is pretty much up here. And then you guys saw like in here was like extra quinoa, extra rice. We fill that into there. We go to Costco and just get it in
So
bulk.
when you're cooking, everything is right here. And a lot of times we'll pull out the table to like chop over there, and then maybe we'll bring out our camp stove, and that's actually how we cook. If you didn't notice, we don't have a built-in stove. We have a camp stove that will set here, and then you have all your ingredients, pulling it out, chopping, and then everything's going on right here. So everything is like within arm's reach.
And then we got the one Alyssa painting here. Or
yeah,
not painting, photograph.
My photos, my prints.
This is one of my favorites.
Actually a mistake. We went to print them a lot bigger, and they ended up that small. And we're like, well, let's just frame them together because they actually all match. And I love it. It's super cute. It's van sized.
And then this is the bed. So it's a queen size with like 3 inches shaved off the length.
I'm 5'2" and 5'3" maybe.
I'm 5'5". And it fits us perfectly. But any longer, it's not super great, but we love it. It's perfect for us. And then we have like a bookshelf over here. We kind of display some of Alyssa's cameras up here as well. And then we have another outlet right here with 2 plugs, full-time lives, 2 things that are actually Velcroed up there. One is battery charger for the Sony camera, and one is our portable Wi-Fi device. So those just stay up there Velcroed in because they always need to be charged.
Yep.
Always.
It's great.
And then on the sides of the bed, we have little pockets. This one has like headphones, earplugs, cribbage, cards, stuff like that. This other side has like a little thing with our remotes in them for the fans. We have 2 fans so that we can open this one going in, this one going out, and the circulation is really good. So this is stuff that we don't want to fall anywhere, but we have these little fake candles too. We put up here when we want the lights off, but we're not quite ready for bed. We put these on.
That and the fake candles happened. We love candles, and we didn't really want fake candles in here.
Oh,
but can you see it? So it was actually with the old design of the van. So we had a candle before. This cabinet was an IKEA cabinet, so it didn't fit perfectly. And the top of the van is rounded like this, right? So the way that the cabinet fit in there was a gap between the cabinet and the ceiling. So we would put a little candle, not very smart, up there. And one day we noticed that it was actually burning the wood. So we got rid of all candles, and now only fake candles in here. There's one right there, but it's not going to be lit.
I use it when she's not here. I love the candle vibe. It makes me feel so good. This light right here is a new light. Actually, my dad put this in recently. You can dim it down or just turn it straight off. But this one is cool because before we put it up, we actually dimmed it a little bit less white light. I really am not a fan of white light. And that's why you guys will notice I went with dark wood and no windows, because I liked the
Yeah, it's
like
a
the
little
homey cabin
log
feel.
cabin in here. I do want to talk about these fans a little bit, because if we did it again, we would do things a little bit differently. This is the Fantastic fan, and then the other one we got is the Max Air fan. And right away we noticed that this one is far superior. You want 2 of those ones. This, we already had one in, so of course we're just gonna leave it. But that one has a built-in rain cover, so you don't have to worry about, or how does that work? This one has a rain cover too, but...
Yeah, but that one, the fan comes this way, so when it's raining, it doesn't shut. This one, if it senses rain, this will shut on its own, and that's kind of a bummer. When it first went in, this was the only fan, but definitely people asked me if you could go back, what would you do differently? Definitely 2 fans, which we ended up doing.
2 fans and Max Air fans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Max Air. So, last thing in the cab are these under seat storage. This side is where we store our toaster oven. Our dirty clothes go in this little bag. A little vacuum. We have touch-up paint in there. Yeah. And that's what goes in that one. And then this other one over here is a work of brilliance.
Yeah.
By our friend Erin Airtime.
Let's do the whole thing.
Okay.
This up here. So that comes out, and then there's 2 different ways we can do this. Either this can scoot back in and you can use this as a little back, and there's another place to lock it right there. Okay,
so this is
that's
like the
one
recliner
option.
mode, we say, and the lady who made those curtains that we showed you also made these, and she made it to where you could bend it up like this. So this is like
they're
recliner
Velcro
mode.
here, so you can detach them if you want. And then you can sit here. Nice little backrest. Okay. Or you can put this all the way down and lock that into place. And then we have like a little bed.
Like a little lounging area. And remember what I said about the drawers being utilized when you're sitting. You want to make sure all the drawers are able to be used. So that's another reason that we put the snack cabinet at the bottom. So when this couch mode, or I guess we'll call it like lounging mode, is out, we're not making meals. So we don't need to be able to get into this drawer. When the recliner mode's out, we probably will want some snacks, and that is still accessible. This drawer comes all the way out, and you can reach right down, grab some popcorn, grab whatever you need out of there. And also look at how big this storage is underneath. Alyssa, we kind of moved her stuff out of here because we got the new van and all of her camera stuff is in the other one, but this used to hold like monopods, tripods, light stands, everything you could ever imagine. So I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna put down here, but it's a lot of storage. It's amazing. It goes really far back there too. All right, and then this is the back. We call this the garage. This is mostly just all disc golf stuff. So when you get back here, we have, you know, you can obviously see the beds. We wanted to make sure that we had these so that you couldn't see through.
It also helps with insulation and sound.
Again, we wanted it to look like a work van too. And then you see this is our tankless water heater. My dad installed this as well. These connections can hook over to this pipe, which currently is looped to go to the sink. But if we wanted to use an outdoor shower out here, we would unconnect this, put it here, and put a portable shower head right here. And that's why we have this propane tank, because that also hooks to right here. It gets hot within 15 seconds or less. Now that we have this 42-gallon water tank, it'll last probably like 8 showers.
It lasts until the water runs out, really. Which, with any other kind of tank that you'd have, it would run out within a couple minutes. Within a couple gallons.
Oh yeah, the heat will stay the whole time. You're just worried about the water, and that's why we clubbed up and we got the 42-gallon for the sink and for showering. And then on this side, I have my 3 backup bins of discs, drivers, mid-ranges, putters. I won't show you those right now because I just showed you those on my in the bag video. If you haven't seen that yet, go check it out if you want to see what discs I'm carrying with me. And then I have my scooter, my little Segway 9-bot. I love this thing. After my round, if I want to go watch the guys, but I don't want to like exert myself anymore, I can just grab the scooter, put it down, and go whip around and watch some golf. And then we have like tire tracks in case we get stuck in mud. Our friends from Massachusetts gave us these because we actually got stuck and they brought these for us. So thank you
so
to
useful.
Sean. And then, yeah, we have a couple bags. I got my main bag with my Zuka cart, and then my little putter bag and spike ball. And then this is, on this side is where we have all the electrical. So we have, this is a jumper. just in case the car dies. This is a 2000 watt Xantrex inverter. We've had so many problems with electricity, and shout out to Nate Perkins, who helped us do so many reboots of the electric. He actually put in the solar panels and hooked this up recently at Texas State's this past year. We had inverter trouble. So yeah, and then up here is a Renogy AC to DC converter. That is what is capable of doing that isolator switch that I told you guys about. It's basically communicating to the inverter where the power is coming from. So it goes at all times from the battery, but if we haven't ran the car in a while, it'll come from solar. But if the sun hasn't been out, sometimes it's stormy or something, we'll have to start the car just to get it pumped back on. And it's really easy, just push on and off. Only time we turn it off is when we're leaving the van for more than a week. Mm-hmm. If we're leaving the van just for 3 days somewhere, we just leave it on because the sun will keep everything going. We got like a little wire breaker box back here that our friend Sean helped us out with at Maple Hill this year. And some bricks. Little, what are those called?
Those are leveling blocks. So when we park and we're a little bit uneven, those come in super handy to level you out so you can actually sleep flat.
I didn't even really think I needed to sleep flat until this past year.
Mm-hmm.
Then I realized I'm waking up and I'm all stiff, and it was not cool. So yeah, we got these at Walmart, $10, and they come in handy very often. Mm-hmm. So back there we have a SureFlow accumulator and the water pump. And this is how the water is coming out of the tank, and then it's going through the pump. The pump is making sure it has enough pressure to get to the sink, and then the accumulator is also helping with that process. And then it goes through those pipes that I showed you in the sink, and it goes all the way back through there. Vanna has and will always have a soft spot in my heart. She was my first home, and how can you be so comfortable when you're on the road and you're at a disc golf tournament? You know, I have a bad round and I open the door and I'm like, oh, I'm just in my little cabin. So we really love it, and we wanted to show you guys. So thank you so much for waiting and your patience.
Yeah.
I probably should have showed you this 4 years ago, but
it's okay. Better late than never.
Better late than never. So enjoy the van life. And if you have any tips, shoot them below. Let's make this a community of van life questions and tips and all of that in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you for joining us. Thanks to my Patreons.